So it's the 13th July 2019, Saturday, 7:55 p.m. And before I forget, let's just do you have an Instagram account, by the way?
Yeah, I do have.
I should probably write you in. Can you write your...
Yep. Well, wait.
Control Z, Control
Yeah.
Z.
Yeah, that's right.
And let's just make I want to figure out the best way to make Instagram posts without using the phone, because it's just so messy. So what I figure is we should just look into the camera while I press print screen.
Yeah.
Right, so that is one. Then I go to paint.
How many viewers do you have?
I don't know, not many. So this is 71, and now we add it. No, this is not it. This is the test version. Where did it go? So now, JPEG. Now. Oh damn, look at that. It's a little bit strange, is it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do you want to make a new one?
I should have it a bigger one, but how would I do that? I'm not sure. Oh, full screen. Yes, now we can do that. Alright, so once again, I exit this one, and I don't know, like this,
Yeah.
like that. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, well, now it should be pretty big.
I used to use Google Drive. I used to use Google Drive.
You used to use?
Yeah, because you can like take the photo to Google Drive, and then from your phone you just download it. And
Yeah,
then
but what do you
post
do
it.
with the tags? What do you do with the tags?
Like copy and paste.
From where? From the Google Drive? Oh, you have a document in Google Drive as well.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not like doing the Instagram so often, but when we had like one project.
Tag people. Or whatever. Alright. So now it is Riga. Because I think it was 2 podcasts ago where we figured out that actually you can do a post on Instagram on the PC if you use Chrome.
Yeah. But I think it wasn't possible for a long time.
It's still not possible. It's just because the Chrome has the developer tool, so it kind of thinks that you are on a mobile device.
Ah, yeah, I see.
It's not on a regular. All right, so now the post is up. All the tags are in. We have already 4.5 minutes in. So yeah. Anyway, if anybody was listening or watching, yeah, my bad. First things first. What brings you to Latvia, and what are your impressions?
Well, I started from Slovakia because I want to finish in Finland. I had some projects, kind of Erasmus projects, where I found many friends from Baltic regions, most from Lithuania, but even some from Estonia. So I decided that I would travel like from Lithuania, Latvia to Estonia, and then I found a cheap flight home from Finland. So that's basically it.
How come you, as a gymnasium student, can participate in Erasmus? I thought that is for universities.
There are two types of Erasmus projects. The first is for university students for kind of semester, for a longer period. But then you can have also projects for 2 weeks or 10 days.
No.
And it's called just exchange. There is a main idea called a theme. For example, it's against drugs, or it helps with immigration, stereotypes.
Sounds kind of silly.
Yeah, it is, but basically what is it? It's that you can
you get together and use drugs and discriminate against immigrants. I see. Why not?
Kind of. Yeah, but the projects are really great because you go to another country for free, or you have to pay some service fee to the organization. For my organization, it was 50 euros. And then
that covers your travel.
Food, travel, accommodation.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, plane tickets, everything.
That's interesting. What is the goal of that? Did you establish some network?
Maybe, and I would say that it helps people to know other countries, to be more multicultural. For me, it changed my life because after my first Erasmus project, I started to travel more, and I was not so afraid of new countries.
Before you were?
Yeah, a little bit. But I was too young, so. But I think that it shifted the attitude towards new things, new countries, traveling in general.
We are talking Europe, right?
Yeah. But it was the first Romania project was my first traveling without parents. So yeah, it's like you know new people, new friends from other countries.
You're giving me the politically correct story here. It's all to get together in one harmony. So what are your impressions then? I mean, you've been to several countries. What is your impression of Latvia?
It's really nice country, but I'm in Riga only. So I think I cannot give you the impression of whole country, but I can give you an impression of Riga. I think it really looks like Prague in Czech Republic.
Specifically Prague?
Yeah, specifically. Maybe it's because of my memories from that place, or it's because of the apartment where we lived, because it looks the same like yours, where we are right now, and the architecture looks pretty much the same.
Maybe.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Not to be too insensitive about the history of Slovakia, but aren't Czech people and Slovak people basically the same?
No, that's not true.
I mean, at one point in time, there was one country, right?
Yeah, that's true. But we didn't share history before that.
Wait a second. Guys don't drink beer?
Yeah, but also Germans.
Do you drive Skodas?
Yeah, and you don't.
I rest my case.
I think that Germans drink beer as well, and we are not the same.
Wait, well, but you drink probably the same beer as the Czech people do.
No, that's not
right?
true.
What?
No, that's not true. We have like both we Slovaks and Czechs have different brands, but I think many Slovaks like Czech beer, and I don't know if many Czechs like Slovak ones, but
and so probably a lot of Slovaks do use as much cannabis as the Czech people do.
no, that's not true, because we have more strictly laws.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's
Even though you're neighbors.
Huh?
Even though you're so close, right? Because probably there are many families who have relatives
Yeah.
in between.
Yeah. Well, we share the same country from
Here's the gymnasium kicking in from 19.
Yes, I think after the Second World War. Yeah, so
Fine with me.
45
It's not like we need to fact check.
Yeah. But I think that we are really similar nations. Like we don't share common history, but we share.
No, we do share a common history. Come on.
Well, not before. We started to share our history from 20th century, I think. Well, okay, we share. Yeah, that's true.
At least for part of it, history for sure. And
Yeah.
then you get separated. Now Slovakia, I think Slovakia is probably behind the Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
several aspects, right?
Yeah.
Because
But-
the biggest industry is in the Czech Republic.
Yeah. The many headquarters
Yeah.
were in Czech Republic. So after the separation,
Who has more blondes?
Pardon?
Blonde women?
Wow, I think it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it used to be almost like a stereotype, right? The Swedes and the Czechs.
Really?
I think so.
I haven't heard
And
it.
the Germans.
I haven't heard it before. Maybe.
I think there was even a map where the blonde people usually concentrate.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. New fact.
Well, I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think I've seen some type of map
Yeah, it's possible.
stating the eye colors and the hair colors of people.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about your future then? You are studying in the gymnasium. What comes next?
I will probably study informatics, maybe in Czech Republic. Well, this is one fun fact. Many Slovaks go to Czech universities.
Why?
Because they are better.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what's the difference?
Wow,
More money?
That's a good question. Maybe the Czech
I mean, 'cause
university.
you have Google the same as them, right?
But Czech universities are maybe older. They have tradition. Maybe
In informatics, come on.
But you don't have to have tradition in informatics. You can have tradition in other fields, and then you can the informatics is just a new field that can take the roots from the history from the other fields.
Dude, you talk like brainwashed.
Yeah, really.
What are you talking about? The IT sector is just something. Bam.
No, it's
Here it
math.
is.
It's math, and math is old.
All right, math for sure is its basis, but at one point in time you need to say, all right, enough of this old stuff. Let's just focus on the new.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Well,
Because it seems to me, as I've heard, that the formal education in IT is very lousy most of the time, because those people who are the educators, those are not the most up to date people many times. So many times it's the things that you learn by your own that get you ahead, not the things you learn in the university. Specifically for IT, that I've heard. Because if you speak about traditions, yeah, sure, probably some, social sciences. Why not? The longer the history, the better. But for you guys, come on, you probably don't need even a university education, right?
well, I don't know. maybe not, but I think that at university you can meet like new people, all that kind of stuff, you know.
You can always do that.
Yeah, you can, but
You can not go to university and still go into the university to meet people.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
And have you studied university?
Yeah. I've actually recently graduated.
And what did you study?
Law.
Well, cool.
Yeah. But I wasn't concerned about any traditions or anything like that. It was almost the most convenient route.
And are you doing what you have studied?
Yeah. I mean, I've been working in law since probably 2013, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
But it's still something that I don't take lightly, in the sense that I'm not. If I would have been doing the same things these all years, I would probably cut my wrists.
Yeah, well, it had to be like hard to study law, because for in our culture we say that you should be like a doctor or lawyer, and then you can like get good money.
Do you guys really say that?
Yeah. But I don't think it's actual. I think it's some type of mindset from Russian communistic period. When
well, the Westerners and the Asians do it as well. It's just that, yes, it used to be the case that there were only a few professions that you could actually get into if you are in the middle class. But nowadays, I mean, let's say the IT specialists, I would say they are the future.
Yeah, can be. Yeah.
Well, look, everything that you see here, right, that we use for this podcast, trust me, I wouldn't think of that at all. I wouldn't invent a damn thing.
Yeah.
So that's the difference, right? I can be stupid as hell and still get something, because smarter people than me have figured things out, and probably none of them had the formal education prior to inventing many of those things. Because I think Bill Gates dropped out, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if he studied what did he study? Like in which?
Well, he went to
university?
Harvard
Yeah.
for probably something related to
but he
computational matters.
I think he studied for a few years, and after that he quit.
Yeah, because he didn't have the need to study any longer.
I think that university is more likely to be your own studies, and the university should help you with that, with lectures, with people who know. And I think that you should like study. In informatics, it applies more than in other subjects, that you have to study on your own. And I think that university is just like a tool.
Yeah, as is everything. Sure.
Yeah. So I think that okay. Well, I don't know what to say.
Well, the future for you is in informatics. That's what I get from you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And you are most likely to study it in a university rather than just doing some type of startup.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you like to do some business?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I don't want to work in some big companies like Google or some.
You don't?
No.
Why?
I would like to have a strong impact of the product I'm making, and I think that it's for me it would be better to start a startup or just to work in a company with I don't know 10 people who you know.
What would be a company that I should be aware of from Slovakia?
Asset. Yeah.
What do they do?
Antivirus system.
How?
Asset.
Never heard of it. I know Kaspersky. I know some type of A, but I'm not sure.
Avast.
Yeah, Avast.
That's from Czech Republic. But
Really?
yeah, but
So
we have
funny.
like asset that's from Slovakia. Um, well, other
What's your most famous? Um, what's your most famous sport? Let's say, or
like hockey can be like
hockey.
yeah, yeah.
Really?
yeah. I think hockey is like more popular, but I think it's 50-50 with football.
And so what is the most famous sports? I don't. I'm not sure what the correct word for that is. So the celebrity from sports.
Peter Sagan.
Who's that?
He is a cyclist.
A cyclist.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. I think he's
That
like
sounds pretty
it's like-
boring, right?
top one. Well, he's a funny guy to say.
What do you mean, funny guy?
Well, if you saw any videos from him, like he makes jokes.
While he's cycling?
Yeah. And while he's cycling,
Is he-
and
is he good-
after
any good at
in review,
Do you mean cycling as in Tour de France cycling?
Yeah. That kind. I mean, like he's not like doing jokes during cycling, but after he finish.
Oh well,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So he has a personality, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
All right. So would you say that is the most famous
Yeah, really.
celebrity
Yeah.
from sports?
Yeah, because he's I don't know if he's like top one, but I think he can be named like in the first 5 cyclists. in
Dude,
the
it's cycling. If you don't use doping, you're not nowhere near the top 10.
world. I don't know. Do you think so?
Yes. I mean, it's been proven over and over and over again that the top dudes always dope, and I think the biggest scandal was of course with Lance Armstrong, but when they retested or did the samples again, then I think the next in line who hadn't had a negative test was number 20 or something like that.
Well, that's sad.
Oh, I mean, come on.
I hope it's.
I don't know if you look at it this way. Who watches a whole cycling race, right? It's just
Well, probably
so
no
weird.
one, but
yeah. So it's not that people care so much about cycling. So let them dope their brains off, if you ask me, right? I mean, who cares about cycling in general? I don't know anybody.
yeah, but the the sport is here to like improve your health and improve like
They're not improving
but-
their health. You know that.
well, yeah, that's true. And this kind of I think the sport like went into some kind of well, I don't want to say that they just want to make money, but it's kind of a business.
I think they are. I wouldn't be surprised if cyclers turned out, for the most part, to be just some perverse people who are masochists deep inside, and so they want to just punish themselves every day.
Well, I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I don't say I have evidence for that, but I wouldn't be surprised
I see.
if it turns out that they have lots of dildos in their cabinets. I wouldn't be shocked, right?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I haven't like thought about this before.
I mean, because who does cycle, let's say, I don't know, 100 kilometers? You have to be a madman.
Yeah.
You don't enjoy the view while you're cycling up the hill. It's not like you do it for the pleasure, right? You do it for the suffer.
Yeah, but maybe you just want to be better than others.
I guess you can make the statement, why not? And you could also say that about everything you do, everything that's painful. It's not about the pain, it's about enduring more than others. Right? You can
Yeah.
say about anything that's painful. Anyway, shall we discuss the clickbait thing?
Yeah, okay.
What do you have to say about India?
I don't know. Well, I have one thing.
Hmm?
Yesterday, when I came into the park here
Hmm?
in Riga, I saw a traditional festival dances.
What? A traditional?
Yeah,
Oh,
festival like folk dances,
okay.
and there was one group from India.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it was kind of really different from the things I seen so far. I mean, like all the European folks are pretty much the same, I would say. That are not so like extravagant too much.
Yeah.
But I think that this kind of Indian was really like out of my like perspective.
Are you sure that they were Indians?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
How did you recognize them?
Like there was a man who described all the bands that were, all the groups that were dancing,
Hmm?
even in English.
Hmm?
So yeah, they are from India.
They could be Pakistanis, right?
Yeah, it could be,
Or Bangladeshis.
but he said Indian folk group.
Ah,
So-
Indian folk group.
So I would say that yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Indian.
that's a strong clue.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll give you that. So that is your impression that they have extravagant dances?
Well, also they make really good videos about chemistry and biology on
Indians?
YouTube.
What?
Yeah, because I don't know why, but when I like had some
Do you mean
problems.
Indian Indians or just the British Indians or something like that?
Well, they.
Because I've seen mobile phone reviews
Uh huh.
from a dude who looks. He's probably ethnically Indian, but you can tell by his accent that he's from Britain, right? So probably his parents were from India or something like that. But do you mean Indian Indians?
Yeah, at least I think that they had like strong accent.
Ah, yeah.
So I think that they are
that's
like
the giveaway.
the native ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I really try to avoid these videos because I understand
Indian
nothing.
videos?
Yeah, it's really hard to understand the Indian English without bothering you.
Oh, yeah. I guess I know what you mean because I've heard sometimes you think it's not even English and then you recognize some words and then
Yeah.
he's trying to actually talk English.
Yeah.
Yes.
With my cousin, we saw one film. I think it's one of the best films in Indian film industry, Bahubali. It was really funny because
Let me guess. What's it about? Just a dude chasing a girl and some families being against it.
yeah, that's you described it really like clearly. Yeah, that's it. That was the film, but
And dances and singing in between.
yeah, but we turned on the subtitles
Hmm?
in English, but we like didn't understand the words. Like
What
they,
does it
they
mean?
are like completely like different words in Indian English.
Indian English?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Indian English?
Yeah. I think so because
Oh,
like
no.
they were under the UK, but I think that maybe they like built something on top of normal English.
So you saw English words, but they didn't make sense.
Yeah, well, the most of the sentences where I was able to understand,
Hmm.
but in some they use like a different words.
No, it's just probably slang or something like
Yeah,
that.
it can be like slang, but I think
Mhm.
that in subtitles it should be because they spoke their native language. I think it's Hindi.
Dude, I think India has some 50 or whatever.
Okay.
Languages, but it might be that you're probably talking about some Bollywood movie, right?
Yeah.
It probably is in Hindi.
Yeah,
Probably.
so it was Hindi, but the subtitles should be like in normal English.
If they are well written subtitles, yes. Because they probably said English subtitles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
So I think it was kind of not really English subtitles, but kind of Indian English subtitles. Well, okay.
And you, as a IT guy, what do you think about India taking over the IT sector?
Well, I hope they won't take my job because there are so many of them.
Are there any Indians in Slovakia
Not
taking
really.
up jobs?
Not really right now,
Really?
but maybe after like 10 years, who knows?
Because I guess that would be some type of thing that could happen in all of Eastern Europe. Because we now see it a bit in Riga.
Mm-hmm.
You can see initially they somehow I think got into food shops, right, and making foods. And now I've seen more and more people also working in courier services, being delivery guys, specifically Indians. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm just stereotyping, right? They have black skin, Indian, right? Maybe they're just Pakistani, so I don't know, Turkish dudes.
Yeah, but okay, but I think that you can say that they are Indians even though they are from like Pakistan.
You mean ethnically? I don't know if they would approve of that, but yeah, I mean, I guess Pakistan, for instance, was a part of India at one point in time, so it's probably just a tribal thing. No, we are that dialect, not that one, and it's probably the same people in genetically speaking, right? Yeah, probably. But then again, probably Latvians and Slovaks are not that far away from each other.
I mean, like, if I was some type of person from, I don't know, some African republic, and I would call you a white man or American, you would understand that they have no clue that you are from Latvia.
Yeah.
But they just know American, so they use the name American.
Yeah.
And you can be like, okay.
Oh, so in that sense you would mean Indian.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't know how popular that is, because the white man thing would be definitely universally applicable. But the Indian thing, maybe. I mean, for me, it will be fine. I don't know how sensitive Indians are, to be honest.
You should ask some.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, this is the 71st episode. I think ever since the 60th, I've put at least initially, at least in the YouTube videos, tags for India.
Yeah.
And specifically just said clickbait, right? Because I think it was the 60th or 61st episode where an Indian dude told me that there are many YouTube channels from Westerners who specifically cater to the market of India. Just some dude just watching, for instance, random Indian movies, and then Indians watching those Indian movies, right? Because there are so many in India, so many who can speak English, who watch English videos.
Yeah.
So he's just carved out a niche for him, and I thought, I'm not really ready to specifically concentrate on India. I don't think it's that interesting, right? But when it comes to guests who travel, well, maybe something comes up. Because I've had guests who said, oh yeah, well actually I've been to India, or maybe I wanted to go to India specifically to that location because I've done my research, I've heard good things, stuff like that. But yeah, most of the time it's just 10, well, generally speaking, 10 episodes in, and yeah, I'm just looking for that. What is that attracts people and specifically in tags, right? And sort of what is the key in certain things? Because now, for instance, I don't know how many. I think I have had probably 5 or 6 episodes where I also did the Instagram post.
Yeah.
Because I'm new to Instagram. I'm totally new to all those the social media platforms, and I don't really bother that much with them. I literally just don't even look at it on a daily basis. But when I do a podcast, I make the post, and so I try. So what would be the tag to get some Indian eyeballs?
And does the word like the tag thing really work? I think
Dude,
it's
I don't know, because it's the funny thing is, I think Instagram is a beast of its own. I think somehow or another people just, well, I wouldn't say waste their time, but they definitely spend a lot of time on Instagram,
yeah.
and somehow or another they just come across some hashtag, I guess. But I don't know. The funny thing is, I don't know which. If one of my hashtags has attracted some people, I don't know which. Right, it's just a guess.
Yeah.
So I just write as many hashtags as I can come up, and that's why I don't want to do it on the phone, because it's so
Yeah.
inconvenient, right? But if I do it on a PC,
Yeah.
if I have everything already set up, it's more convenient. But this was the first time I actually did it. Well, you saw it. It took me 4.5 minutes, right? But it was the fastest I've done it, because I've not done it so much. So
I think
next time-
I use some type of keep.google thing. You can like write all the hashtags, and you would just copy and paste it into the phone.
Well, that's what I did actually. I mean, I had it on my hosting, on my what's it called, the cloud.
Yeah.
I had it there. I mean, the hashtags.
Yeah.
I just updated the number. I just updated the country, hashtag Slovakia,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You wrote your what's it, tag, username.
It should be
You wrote
username.
your, you wrote your username in, and then just copy paste it, right? But still, you saw what happened with the image, right? I thought, all right, let's just pick it as not the aspect ratio I wanted, so we did another one and put it then.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took me 4.5 minutes. Maybe next time, maybe 2 minutes. Maybe the next time afterwards, maybe with just 1 minute. You'll see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
And at one point in time, it should be the case that everything's run smoothly, and then it's just off to the races. How to actually see what the people kind of want, or what they are attracted to in a long format conversation. Because usually I don't think Instagram or YouTube is very popular for long form conversations. I think people just look at music videos, cat videos, and stuff like that mostly.
Yeah.
And Instagram is definitely chicks. I mean, I think.
Do you mean like using like the messenger inside the in the Instagram, or what do you
for
mean?
what?
Like for like talking to people. I don't know what
Should
you
I?
were like told. No, if you should.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm asking, should I? Would it make a difference?
Um.
And how would I actually talk to somebody that's not in my contacts?
I mean, like, well, I think I just misunderstood you a little
What do you
bit.
mean?
Because I thought that you are talking about if you can like have long conversations on Instagram.
Oh no. What I mean is that I have a long form conversation like we are having now.
Yeah.
But I make a post about it on Instagram.
Yeah.
So the question is, how do I attract the right audience on Instagram that are actually interested in long form conversations? Because not everybody on Instagram is looking for long form conversations, right? Most of the people on Instagram are looking for big butts and some probably, I don't know, cars. I don't know what's the biggest.
Maybe
attraction.
some short videos could be fine. Like
You mean Instagram short videos?
yeah. Something.
Somebody told me that they get deleted.
Well, when you send it to someone, yes, but when you like post it on your profile, it will like be there.
Oh,
As
but
well
wait,
as you-
wait a second, yeah. They don't get deleted, but they are very, very short, right? 10 seconds or something like that?
I think so, but I
Yeah, but-
saw some videos that were longer. I think that's it. It's a feature that Instagram.
That was the IGTV, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Look, maybe that would be something. It's just that it's so. If you would want to do it all at once, it would be too overwhelming, right? So I'm taking this with baby steps. I'm literally 71 episodes in, and I'm still trying. You saw what happened with microphones.
Yeah.
The audio wasn't there, right? So I guess at one point everything will be in place when it comes to the technical aspects, and then I can concentrate more on the content aspects, the tagging, the specific targeting.
To be honest, I think that tags just don't work.
What does work on Instagram?
Well, I think you have to have content, like the right content.
The thing about content is that you should have a particular channel to actually distribute it. I think the hashtags are specifically for that, right?
Yeah, I think that they were invented like for this purpose.
Yeah.
But
The
now
same with Twitter, right?
I don't think that many people like use hashtags to search. Like when I'm using Instagram, I think
you
that
see your suggested ones, right? Your biggest sort of way of experiencing new Instagram people is through suggestions, right?
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
Yeah, but how do they actually manage the suggestions? I would guess by at least part of it would be hashtags.
I think
they use the same hashtags. Right?
It's probably from the people you already follow.
Yeah, but what I mean is, let's say you make 2 profiles.
Yeah.
One profile has 10 10-second videos with cats in it, and the other one has 10-second videos with just bread in it.
Okay.
Right? If you don't put different hashtags, but you put similar hashtags on them, right? Hashtag Slovak Thug Life or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You probably would get the same suggestions.
I don't think so.
Just because of the hashtags.
I think that Instagram has the technology that they know what is on the picture, what is on the video.
That would be pretty advanced.
I don't think so.
I mean, you are saying that they basically can see into the video and distinguish between cats and bread.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't think that Zuckerberg has the technology to differentiate between cats and bread. I don't think so. It's just too far off.
One amount.
Because that would mean you could actually analyze almost all video just by the visuals.
Yeah, you can. There is a technology. Yeah, really.
No. If you target it, if somebody is actually supervising it, but it's not automatic.
Yeah, it's automatic.
All right. So
yeah, I will describe it.
Yeah.
A month ago, or it was just a few weeks, I don't know. The Facebook pictures didn't work. Do you know that?
Pictures?
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
So what does this mean?
It means like there was probably some bug in server.
No, but what do you mean? I mean, people in their profiles didn't see.
No, you cannot see like any picture, any photo on Facebook, no posts.
All right, but that was probably for a short while.
Yeah, it was just for one day. Well, what's interesting is that when you don't see a picture, the Chrome will use so-called alt attribute that is written in the HTML. It's most for people who are visually impaired, so they like don't like see the picture but they can like read through the pictures and they know what's on the page. Yeah. And you could see that all the pictures were labeled, and labels were like cat or people talking, text on the bottom. Yeah,
but that's what they suggest to do in SEO.
Yeah, but it was automatically like discovered that on the picture is a cat and there is text and there is I don't know, car. So I think that if you can do it with a picture, you can definitely do it with video, because
what makes you think that label was put there automatically?
I mean, how can you like edit manually?
Because most pictures would be labeled by their authors. And if you have a picture, if you are a photographer,
yeah,
if you take a picture of a man standing doing a business handshake, right? What would you write in the label? Business handshake,
like,
something like that.
You wouldn't like.
No, that's specifically what they always, when they talk about, for instance, SEO, right? What they always tell you is the initial strategy of just writing lots of keywords in your page doesn't work, right? But if you have a picture, label it as the keywords as you need. And so it's always the case. Only very rarely do people upload pictures without labeling them according to their content.
Do you really think so?
Well, I'm not talking about just regular consumers. I'm talking about some people who create content regularly.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I haven't tried it, but I think that you can like try it on the Facebook. Just open the picture and see. Maybe open your pictures, which you know that you didn't label. And if you open that picture in Chrome, you will like inspect the elements and you will find the alt attribute for the picture. And if there is something else that you have written or you didn't write, then it means that the software automatically creates the label for you. And I think that's the case because now I think that we are able to modify the video to make with a person from a person face, just a photos of person face. You can create a video of person talking.
Well, I've seen those attempts, yes, but they are very rudimentary at this point, right?
Okay, but
I've seen the talking Mona Lisa and stuff.
I think that this is really dangerous because, now you can say that it's a fake.
Well, but that's what they call it, right? A deep fake.
Yeah, but for example, after 10 years, 20 years, I think we won't be able to see the difference between true and fake videos.
Which would be great, right? Because then you can make content non-stop, even though nobody's really doing anything.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world?
Yeah.
Can you imagine a world where we two are not really doing anything, but our content is just nicely algorithmically put together, uploaded, and everybody is just complimenting afterwards when they meet us.
Yeah, it's cool, but when you see it from different side, I mean like fake news.
Look, and now we get into the clickbait of USA, right? What do you think news is when it comes to the realness of the content? Do you really think that everything that is portrayed as being some form of event is always needed to be objectively displayed to be usable? I mean, let's take an example. Somebody gets shot in the Middle East.
Okay.
Right? A real news story would be to say, yeah, somebody gets shot. That's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody, even the quote unquote real news, wouldn't leave it at that, right? They would give you some context. Well, at least they would try to do that. So why? Yeah. What happened? What for? Right? But maybe it's not true. I mean, the fact that somebody gets shot, yeah, that you can see that, right? It should be somehow empirically relatable. Other than that, why was it happening? What comes afterwards? It's just speculation. And so what would be the border between real news and fake news, right? The context. It's just a matter of context.
I think you need to like find some people you trust.
Trust is subjective.
Yeah,
right?
but it's you cannot like prove everything.
Yes.
It's even when your friend will tell you something,
that's what I'm saying.
You cannot prove everything.
Yeah.
So I think I don't want to say that people should trust everything. They need to like make sure that the source of information is well known, it's reliable.
Yeah, how do you define reliable in that sense again?
I don't know. For example, you can have many websites that look like they are making real news, But then you can like Google just some information from the articles, and you will see that the truth is not really like in these articles. Like they made some hoaxes,
which is all just written text. I
Yeah.
mean, if you are somebody who hasn't been there, you just read, let's say, one text, you read the second text, and maybe you just read a third text.
Okay.
Maybe they have some commonalities, but maybe they don't. So what should you believe? It's mostly just psychological, attribution to the biggest majority. It's the popular opinion that differentiates many times between real and fake. Just
Yeah,
because somebody says it's official,
Mhm.
makes many people think it is real, and so if many people think it's real, then the rest might follow just because the majority thinks it's real.
Yeah.
Because I'm specifically when we talk about America, right? The most funniest things come from American news, right? I remember when was it 2011? When did they announce that they got Osama bin Laden? It was somewhere around 2011.
Yeah,
or something
it
like
could
that.
be. Yeah.
Yeah, and have you seen a photo of him? Have you seen a video?
Oh, probably not.
No, because what did they tell at that point? Well, we got him. Yeah, but we didn't do any of those things that we regularly do, meaning taking photographs, videos, evidence. No, we just dropped him in the sea. So yeah, that's that. How believable does that sound? Right? It's so out of the ordinary that you are almost hard pressed to believe that there's something shady going on, just because they haven't done that with no dictators, no enemies. When they captured somebody, they have all the evidence. They have many times trials. They have all those things, right? But no, with this dude, yeah, no photos, no evidence, nothing. Yeah, just believe you me. We got him and we dropped him in the sea. That was the whole story.
Well, I think that you cannot tell if that was true or if that
That's
was.
what I'm saying. But the
Yeah.
history books will tell it is true. The history books will just, because somebody has to write it, right? So somebody
Yeah.
will write the official story, and the official story will get into the public opinion. So, at what point in time would you say the public should be saying, I don't believe it, I should probably make up my own opinion? It's probably not going to happen. You just roll with it, because it's not that big of a deal. You just roll with it, and that's why I see. If you talk about some type of Orwellian dystopia, it's a nightmare. But if you talk about 21st century digital economy, it's probably just a wet dream for marketers, right? Because if people are really sheep, right,
Yeah.
you just can you can sort of guide them. You can guide them in any way you deem necessary, right?
Yeah, but I think this is not something new. This is
It's-
something
it's
that
not- it's
people
not-
used all over the history.
The impulse is old, yes, but the options are totally new. I mean, talking about the deep fake,
Yeah.
what will be deep fake's biggest purpose?
I
Commercial.
mean, like,
Just
I mean,
commercial.
okay, but you can, for example, if we were talking about Bin Laden,
Hmm?
he could create a video with the fake,
Mhm.
and now it's more like trustworthy. More people are likely to
I
believe.
think but I think the problem with deep fake videos is that you have to have the source material pretty good in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't.
Yeah,
have,
that's true for now, but I think that's
because they filmed Osama bin Laden with potatoes. I mean, it's no HD full HD video of him. I think.
but I think that you don't have to have like a video in full HD.
To make a deep fake,
Yeah.
I would guess so, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to make a big resolution video, and that is already a red flag. Something's not. If it's a modern age video, but it has a low resolution.
Yeah. Okay. But say this to your grandma who sees this video on internet. Yeah. So you see that.
I'm not doubting that somebody will actually take it for what it is by first glance. Yeah.
Like I think that many people like believe the fake news in this age when we have only like written sources, and I think that you can like do some fast checking of facts, and I think that many facts are easily like destroyed or checked on the internet, on Google.
You probably couldn't fake facts or destroy facts, right? You just can hide them, I guess. Not talk about them.
Yeah. You can like shape the truth. Yeah.
Would you say that's something bad?
Shaping true?
Yeah.
Well,
because it's a narrative. People need narratives.
Yeah. Well, this is hard topic, isn't it?
Depends. I mean, if you ask me, it's pretty easy. I like people to be living in the matrix, as long as I'm aware of things, of how things work. I'm not concerned about people living a false life. I don't see anything bad. I mean, if somebody thinks that these are the things, the rules that apply to my life, so I'm living according to them, and he's not harming anybody, off you go. If you believe in your superstitions, or if you believe in your religions, or if you believe in your pragmatism or skepticism, whatever, right? It's just that me, for instance, if I look at my interests would be all right. So a lot of people, a lot of I wouldn't call them lazy people, but still a lot of people who haven't fulfilled their dreams, that's for sure. Right? A lot of these things. So it's by default built in that people will want some things that they can relate to, that they want to be as an example, for instance, or that they want to actually aspire to. So how do I get money out of it? In a sense, right? Yeah, well, not money or greedy me, but money in a sense that how do I provide value and get value in return, right? Because it's too much. If you look at the whole content on a, let's say, in just 24 hours, it's too much for one person to actually consider. Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I mean, there's just too much information. Somebody has to direct the attention. Somebody has to take your precious time, find out what you value the most, find the according providers of those needs, and somehow connect you, right?
And who is this element? What is this element?
Currently, I guess that's what I'm guessing. The hashtags, the algorithms.
I think hashtags and algorithms are something different.
Well, but so what would be the purpose of a hashtag? Just for people to manually
that you can you can click on that.
But see, there's the thing that once you put in the hashtag, it sort of gets it gets hyperlinked, right? Yeah. See, so it's not just a manual thing. It automates something with those hashtags. It gets that specific word into a sort of almost like a database with the same words, but other images, other profiles. So it connects. It still connects somehow.
Okay. I think that it can like improve the audience, but I don't think that's the key thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that's the key.
Yeah.
The key is to have something. Because look, Instagram. As far as I've been on Instagram, I think since March.
Okay.
I think I've been there for 4 months. I think Instagram is just for people to be vain, to be just brutally vain, either materialistic or just objectifying things. So I don't see Instagram being a representation of humanity in general. I just see it as as a platform for unfulfilled dreams.
Yeah,
Right?
that can be true.
And
Because
so I think the most the audience wants is to somehow or another seek to fulfill their dreams, or to just deal with their envy of other people,
yeah, that
or
can.
other people's success, material possessions, you name it.
Yeah, I think so. I really think that it's kind of for people who like don't travel, for example, but they want to like be traveling, so they are just following all the travelers. They see all the photos of the destination and they like, wow, this is cool. I want to go there. And when you go there, you see that it's not that cool. It's not that like awesome that the post was describing. So I think that this is some example of shaping the truth.
Yeah, with filters.
Yeah, filter. Or the right composition.
That's what I'm saying. You are not really portraying it as a report. You are portraying as an art almost.
Yeah, but I think that people don't need reports, or at least they don't want to see reports. They want to see the nice pictures, nice girls, yoga profiles, all that kind of stuff.
So what is the most popular profiles? It's Instagram models, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Because I don't get it. To be honest, I don't get it. You have the internet in your hands, but you use some platform that doesn't allow full nudity. It just don't make sense.
It's not about nudity. It's about clothes.
I think the whole internet is about nudity. Well, not about nudity in general. It's just about all the things that you cannot really do in your everyday life without any sanctions.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, because imagine if dudes would look in real life on the street at the girls' butts and chests as much as they do on Instagram and on the internet. They would get harassment altercations.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, well, that's true.
So Instagram allows you to be a creep.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and so of course I'm not doubting that there are probably some Mormons who use Instagram to just get a bigger praying circle or something like that. Probably, because it's a social network. You can use it as you need. But then again, it's just all right. So what is the brutal, honest truth about human emotions? Because it's always social networking is almost always about emotions, to either shape them or to entice them.
Yeah.
Right. So what are the
emotions?
I think
it's kind of a modification from the history when politicians used emotions as well. You can see like they still do, like propaganda in the Second World War and many wars before and right now as well, from all sides.
You mean on the social platforms or in general?
No, I think for example fake news, basically news in general can be affected, influenced by politicians as well.
Are you attributing to, let's say, are you talking about just regular people, or are you saying Western people, American people, European people? Because I would draw a distinct line, for instance, how much that's a problem in Europe and how much that's a problem in America when it comes to the impact it has. I don't think it has much impact in Europe.
I think that in my country, in Slovakia, we have many people who believe. I think I can like call it propaganda from Russia.
In Slovakia?
Yeah, really.
But Slovakia isn't a border. It's not. It hasn't had a border with Russia, right?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, but there are some experts who described it as Russia wants to kind of destabilize European Union in general. Yeah, so
It would be difficult, right?
yeah, but one of the ways is throughout the media.
I mean, that's why they always use the Russia Today channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also maybe pay some news, like local news, like the alternative ones.
Well, wouldn't you say that that's happening all over?
Yeah, that's happening. Yeah.
I don't get it. Why would Russia be interested in Slovakia though?
It's not only about Slovakia. It's about all countries.
Do you
Most
mean-
in Eastern and Central Europe.
If you would ask me, I would say Putin's just sitting in his chair and thinking, "Damn, do I still need to make this stuff up? Maybe I should just go on vacation and never come back." I don't think in the 21st century, at least the new type of politicians, that they're not really interested in any territorial changes. I don't think I just think it's
So
it's a
Russia
old-
didn't enact it.
It's an old thought.
So Russia didn't enact Crimea a few years ago.
I had a Ukrainian on my podcast. He said that it was a total annexation. It was totally against international law, but at least I felt that the reason why he complained was because he used to go there on vacation. Now he hasn't the option anymore, or that it has bigger prices or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It has an inconvenient effect on him.
Okay.
But if you ask me whether or not it's important if Crimea belongs to one flag or another, just really, what's the point? Depends on the people there. Because if you would ask, well, it's also another clear cut thing. But if you would ask Catalonians, are you Spanish? Are you Spanish? All right, they would probably say, what the hell?
Yeah. Okay. I see. But
It's just that most of the time, at least in history, small groups of people want to be separate, right? They want to be autonomous. And that's what I think part of Ukraine at that time wanted. But what they got was just a bigger country to be attached to.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure whether or not it would have, let's say, how many years, I think 5 years have passed. I don't know if they will have any big ripple effects on it, because territories change all the time. It's just that they don't really put it on the news so much.
Do you mean in the world?
In the world, yeah,
Yeah.
in the world. I mean, if you would ask how many countries are there, nobody knows. In general, I mean, you can say how many United Nations members are there, right? But United Nations is something that's been here for what, 70 years?
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like it existed for the most of humanity, right? So, give it another 20 years and we'll probably be in a fluid, territorialess state situation.
But for example, I wouldn't like if any country invaded my country and
but
my-
again, what is invasion? Think about it this way: you can travel freely from Slovakia to Latvia. It used to be the case 20 years ago that you would have to put probably visas and stamps on the borders of each and every country you pass, right? So is that better for you now? Most people would say yes. Now you just pack your things, go straight from Slovakia to Latvia, no hassle.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, but did we invade you?
no.
But I can come.
Okay.
I can take my stuff and come and occupy your country.
It's not about traveling between countries.
No, but
you know?
what I'm
It's
saying
about
is if 1,000 Latvians or 10,000 Latvians decide, you know what, I would like to go to Slovakia and live there, we could come.
Yeah, you can,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but you will have
And then
to
we
like
occupy you.
you will have to learn our language, and
If-
we will still like feel
not if
like
not
we are
if
home.
not if 90,000 more come as well. Then you need to learn our language.
Well, that's not true
Well,
because it's still a Slovak Republic, still
Well-
the same laws. The borders hasn't
well,
changed.
but that is a political thing. You can change politics anytime.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
if you like waited.
How many Slovaks are there?
Huh?
How many Slovak people live there?
5 millions.
5 million.
Yeah.
All right, so we would need 6 million in the first place of Latvians to get 6 million Latvians and get them to Slovakia. And then it's just Latvia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be.
So why wouldn't, let's say, the biggest country in Europe is Germany. If they, for whatever reason, decide, you know what, let's try to put 10 million Germans and repatriate them to, what was Czechoslovakia before it got the name? Was it Bohemia or something like that?
You mean like Austro-Hungary Empire, like before
Was
the
it a part of the Austro-Hungarian?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
so yeah, Austro-Hungarian, I guess. Yeah, so let's just repatriate, because Moravia, right? I think Moravia was the part of Czechoslovakia that was most populated by Germans.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
And so, yeah, let's just repatriate that region, right? Send in 10 million Germans. They could do that. It's not illegal. Just settle them in.
Yeah,
Buy up the property.
Yeah.
And resettle them.
So, but I think it's not like possible. Like
Because it's not needed.
In theory, it is.
We are already in one pot. It's not really needed. The thing about all those occupations was that you had fixed borders, so people got really pissed and wanted to invade those and change those borders. Now in European Union we have fluent borders, in the sense that there are no borders. You just pass right along.
Well, it was
how much you
not
need.
only about borders. It was also about the industry. Yeah.
About the market, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, but if you like have some territory with many factories, you just overtake it. Then the taxes and all the products would be like yours. So
that would be nationalization.
Okay, so just taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and
what about them?
your country is richer because you have a territory with like technology, with industry.
Oh well, look, that's another thing, right? You have residencies. You have particular regions with particular rules, and then those rules get executed by, let's say, the state revenue service and all those institutions. But what would be the problem of establishing just one European tax agency, and that agency collects from all the European member states? What would be the big problem with that? No real
The
problem.
differences between countries.
No, but what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if somebody sells bread in Slovakia
Uh-huh.
and somebody sells bread in Latvia, you can just cash in some taxes on both of them. It doesn't matter how rich the people are there. You should just cash in both transactions.
Okay, and what would it happen? Like,
Well,
what would be like help?
all the revenue would go to, let's say, Brussels,
Yeah.
and then Brussels would say, well, we don't really want to support Slovakia. We give the money in subsidies to Latvia, for instance.
Okay, and why would
And then
like
Slovakians,
why would the states
and then
agree with it?
well, why did they agree to a European Union?
Because it makes beneficial relationships
Yeah,
between
well,
them.
so that is
Yeah,
beneficial.
but taxes wouldn't be beneficial for many of countries.
That's what you say, but I would say many times people would actually agree that it would make a whole lot of sense to have, let's say, employee taxes united all over Europe, to have business taxes united all over Europe, because nowadays you have tax havens like Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
Netherlands, right? So it's not really that. It's not far fetched.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a matter of time when people decide on it, because 14 years ago, only because France and the Netherlands voted in a referendum against it, the European Constitution wasn't signed into law. If those both countries would have voted yes, we would have a European Constitution. So what would be the deal with Latvian Constitution and Slovakian Constitution by now, 15 years later? Probably abolished. No need for them.
Yeah. Yeah. The taxes are something different than just constitution, because our constitutions.
Dude, nothing is higher than the Constitution. Let's be honest.
Huh?
Nothing is higher than the Constitution. The Constitution is what allows taxes to happen. So if you get rid of the Slovakian and Latvian Constitution in at least a formal way, so the taxes would follow straight in line.
Really?
Of course, that's what they want. That's the initial thing, to have a European, what's it called? United States of Europe. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I don't see it as a bad thing.
Many.
I don't see it as a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. I see that it can help the poorer regions to grow faster. Yeah, I think that can be
I don't know. Have you heard of American poor regions? They are still poor. I mean, L.A., New York are rich.
So why would you?
The South probably is still poor.
So why would you make this tax?
Who is calling me? From Spain. Do you expect somebody from Spain?
No.
I guess no.
Sure.
Somebody's complaining that we are not talking about Spain.
I mean, what is the background behind the common taxes? I still don't understand why would the countries agree on that.
Well, but that would be the same logic as Slovakia having one tax system for all regions, because you probably have municipalities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why wouldn't the municipalities argue for having their own tax system? Because the municipalities are not the same. Some are more populated, some are less populated, some have more industry, some have less industry.
Mm-hmm.
They're not the same.
Yeah. Okay. I see the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a matter of proportion and time. Because if you have an effective system of collecting taxes, of distributing revenue, it's just a matter of time. Because it used to be the case, yes. I mean, think about, 17th, 18th centuries, where people still worked in those natural little communities,
Mm-hmm.
right? Of course, the tax collector was the local baron or something like that, right? And it just grew. Now we are at the level of state agencies. But at one point in time, we will probably go into interstate agencies.
So do you think that one day maybe there will be a world tax?
World tax?
Yeah.
Well, I don't see that happening, because if everybody is taxed the same, what's the point of even paying? Because if absolutely everybody is in the same melting pot.
Okay.
That there's no need for me to take this noodle from this side of the bowl and put it here. It's still the same bowl. It's the same with money. If this is the bowl of the world and everybody's inside of it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where the noodle is. It's still in the bowl.
Okay, but this can be applied to European Union as well.
No, because now the system works that this is the European Union bowl.
Okay.
And this is the Asian plate and whatever. And so now they are in between, right? Sometimes money comes into more in this bowl and less in there. And so the dynamic is what makes it valuable.
Isn't it between the states and the European Union as well? Like
I
that
don't
you
see
you
that.
can create like the dynamics as well.
I don't see that. I don't know what you mean.
I mean, like the same. You describe what the plate, meaning Asia, and ball meaning European.
Well, if you talk about European funding, then no, it's a market that's competing with Asia and America. If you're talking states within Europe, then not really. It's individuals who are using the Asian, European, and American market, but they are still contributing to the European market in a sense. If they prosper, their European market prospers.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not a matter of them individually. It's a matter of where they are jurisdically. If they are in a certain bowl, then they contribute to the bowl, and the bowl is not taking away from them. They are contributing to the bowl, and so maybe their contribution gets distributed somewhere outside of the bowl, because if you pay taxes to your government, the government spends it on somebody else, and that somebody else spends it on Chinese imports, then your money has gone outside of the bowl through two levels, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah. But if everybody is in the same bowl, then I pay you, you pay him, you pay me, and now he pays me, and I have the same banknote again in my hand.
So. Okay. But I think that taxes are not just about like sending money out of and in to a ball.
Well,
I think it works inside the ball as well. You know, you have to like have money to build roads.
Between the states, of course, you will see differences because some individuals are more industrious than others, right? So the regions benefit from those individuals, but the whole system creates as much capital as it used to, because the whole bowl gets its money from wherever the individual is.
Mm-hmm.
If the individual is inside the bowl, he develops and attributes his wealth to the whole bowl, right? And then yes, somebody centrally could argue and say, well, this individual makes so much money, maybe we can take a little bit from his money, give it to some others, and maybe this will create more also by attracting some from outside the bowl. Mm-hmm. But it's just a guess. It's just a guess.
Okay.
But in general, the state agencies don't really care as much whether or not they get one or two or three individuals. I mean, the total is what counts. So if you have 10 who attract more from Asia, that's good. If you have 100 who attract money from Asia, that's probably better. But in a general sense, there is no possibility of it becoming too much or too little. It's just a dynamic between those markets, right? And so if the markets are if the markets are in relative stability, meaning that usually those produce this and they produce that, and it's sort of a constant between them, I guess everybody has almost everything they need. I guess so.
Okay. So
but
why
if something happens, like America put some tariffs on products from China or from Asia, I don't know, right? Then it might create some effects that somebody wants to go from the plate to the bowl, just because of the tax system, the tariff system, whatever. But if
so why do you think that the USA like hasn't done this? Because they don't have like tax that is the same all over all the states. All the states have different taxes.
I don't really know that much about their legal system, but I'm guessing that it's just a matter of the constitution, because they don't really have a republic, right? Or maybe they do have a republic. I'm not sure, because it's a union of almost separate states. They have the federal government and they have the local government, right? The state government. Yeah. So it's a different system. We are used to having one parliament and then municipalities having their local decision bodies. That's not the case with them. I think all states have parliaments. over there. I think they have the federal Congress and
Yeah.
they have the state Congress.
So you're suggesting that European Union should implement the tax for all the countries the same? Yeah.
I'm not suggesting to do it similar or identical. I'm just saying it would be logical to do so. Yes.
Okay. But interesting that the United States, which is a country that is connected a little bit for a longer time than the European Union. Like
alright,
it is here for a longer time, and they still haven't done that. Like haven't done the same tax for all the states.
Well, think about it this way. In America, they introduced I think the federal income tax got introduced only 100 years ago. So their tax system is fairly new. America was built on entrepreneurship, invention, and innovation. And so once that got rolling, bureaucrats starting just being parasites. I mean, it's mostly the case.
Yeah,
Because the new frontier is always what brings afterwards the leeches.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think that the idea of taxation for all the countries will work. I don't think that that's the case for European Union.
Dude, taxation is never the answer for anything. It's always about people who are willing to put in the work, the time, to achieve something.
Okay, but I mean, I'm talking about the idea of the tax, like the same tax all over the Europe, that you wouldn't like send money to your government, but rather to Brussels or.
Yeah, but that is our government. If our government takes orders from that one, who is our government?
That's not like orders directly.
There are direct orders.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Every state has to implement it.
All right. So name one thing that the Slovak government hasn't done according to European Commission demands.
Well.
Because it would be a big scandal if they did.
Yeah, that's true. But okay. Well, okay.
Think of it as an organizational pyramid. Usually it's not about leading or governing, it's about managing. So if you have a hierarchical system, meaning there are certain positions that do get to make decisions, executive orders, all that type of stuff, then all the rest are just managers. They execute the order. And they communicate the order.
So are you saying that our governments, local governments, are just managers?
Yes.
Of European Union?
Yeah. They're just managers.
Okay.
They get to decide on particular things that might be more related to philosophy, ideology. I mean, nobody will probably put some barriers if the Slovak parliament wants to abolish Friday as a working day. If they want, yeah, sure, why not? 4-day work week.
Okay.
Go ahead. All right. But if it comes to some regulation of industries, regulation of even taxes, I mean, it's not like they could do anything. They have borders, limits.
Yeah.
They would get pretty nasty.
Yeah, well, that's true. But you have representatives in your parliament, and also you have representatives in Parliament of European Union. So, okay, it's kind of, it's a government over your government.
Yep.
But it's still your representatives, isn't it?
Well, according to the rules, it is, yes.
Yeah.
If your representatives don't do anything that you like them to do, are they your representatives?
Yeah.
So
still.
So there you have it.
Okay.
That's what you could call fake
point.
news. Because
Like what?
the thing that they decide upon is supposed to be according to the wishes of the people. That's what representation is. You represent my interests. If you don't do it, you're not a representative. But on paper, it's still your representative. It's not like you could actually say, oh, well, you are not representing me, so I'll cancel your mandate.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest difference when I'm talking about the technology and time will lead us to such a thing that we have a faster connection to the decision-making processes, that we have a faster feedback loop, and so that's where the IT specialists come in, because nobody really likes to be a politician. Everybody wants to be sort of establishing their own interests and not get caught in a sense, right? And IT specialists could be the way to actually provide for the logistics, the platforms that allow to representatives be representatives of the people.
So are you like suggesting something like a voting system, like for
Oh, that as well, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Okay. So you imagine it like it will work kind of there will be some pool and people would vote.
It depends on the experiment, I guess, because nobody will have the formula before it's tested.
Okay.
You just need to figure out.
And isn't it kind of referendum that can be held like every month, and then decide?
I think that's what Switzerland does in a way.
Yeah, but it's one country of how many?
Yeah, but it's the richest country there is.
Yeah, because of the golds.
No, not really.
Really?
If you think about it, they have so much industries there. They're world leading experts in many fields.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's not that they just robbed the gold from the Nazis.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. But maybe the gold help him like investation in to start the businesses, to start the ball rolling.
It's always the possibility, sure.
Yeah.
I would still suggest that you just put Switzerland in government of all of the European Union and just sit back and relax. Because I think they'd figure it out.
Okay.
I mean, an average citizen of Switzerland probably speaks 3 or 4 languages.
But do you
educated,
think that people are capable of making that kind of hard decisions?
There are no hard decisions.
Really?
It's just showmanship.
You really think that a normal person can like make a good taxation system, or can even decide if this is a good taxation system?
I don't know if taxation systems are needed.
Okay, so how would you like imagine that world will work without them?
Without taxes?
Yeah.
Well, you just make up your own money.
Okay, so and what about the infrastructure, health?
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if you have the government, who is the only organ who can make money, then let them make the money, pay for the needed things, and that's about it. I've heard of I remember reading in an anthropology book that the concept of taxation started when either Rome or some other big country wanted to make war conquests.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was too burdensome to provide all the things, just go with the army troops together. Mm-hmm. It was more convenient to give the army troops some form of payment tool, and then they could just get their provision in the particular region where they are from the locals.
Mm-hmm.
But the question was, well, why would the locals give the products to them? Well, because the state made it mandatory to use those type of things that only the state could hand out, which was money. So the taxes was so you only could pay taxes with a specific, let's say, coin.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden the coin was needed for you as a citizen to pay your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is needed, it means it has value. And if somebody else has the coin and you have some products, you will be willing to give him your products and to get the coin.
Yeah. Okay. But I
But the problem with the whole story is this: the state makes the coin. The state makes you use the coin. The state makes you use the coin to pay them. So the one who makes the coin gets the coin back.
Dynamics.
Yeah, but there is no dynamic, right? It's just a matter of what did you do, what I wanted you to do. Because otherwise, if I would say, here's a coin, I don't need it back, and if you don't do it anything, I won't punish you, what would be your incentive to do anything? Not much. But if I say, here's a coin, you need to use it and give it back to me afterwards, otherwise you'll be in jail. All right, I'll get going.
Okay. Well, but I still don't see any alternative.
Well, there is no alternative needed. I would say.
So
this system we have currently is working on faith.
Okay.
Right? We trust each other, sort of, but the trust is mostly symbolized by money or other valuables. If I'll give you money, it means I'll trust you in a sense, right? If I use your money, it means I trust you in your money. So, but it's basically on trust. If everybody is participating in the matrix, then the matrix is working.
Okay.
So we don't need an alternative. That's what I'm saying. There is no need for an alternative.
Okay, but we were talking about the ordinary people who, if they are able...
ordinary people are ordinary because they choose to be ordinary, right? It's not a matter of choosing particularly, I'll be ordinary. It's not about that.
Okay, so do you think that your granddad can decide if the taxation should be 20% of 19 or 19%, or there should be some special cases?
You mean specifically about how much?
Yeah, because
because nobody cares about it.
Okay, but it's something that a representative in parliament is discussing.
Yeah, but they can discuss also Little Green Men on the Moon. They can discuss everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Politics as a form of discussing has no limits. You can discuss anything. If you ask me what are the most pressing needs to discuss, then taxes are never the priority. What is the need? Why are people unhealthy? Why are people unhappy? Why are people not getting what they want in life? Those are major philosophical questions.
And do you think that normal people can solve these problems?
Yes, because nobody is abnormal. It's not like you become...
Okay, so how would you improve...
It's not like you become a representative and suddenly you get superpowers.
Yeah, but...
You're just a regular man.
It's your work to find a solution.
Again, there is no solution to a non-existent problem.
Do you think that we have the best healthcare?
Healthcare is based on a person, not on a system of anonymous bureaucrats.
Okay, but bureaucrats...
If you are a young person and you sort of feel something painful, for instance, in your arm, if you have the ability to literally just ask the whole world, meaning in your palm, the internet, what could be possibly the cause of my aching arm? And then they just show you 100 possibilities, and you have the option to actually filter out what's not likely and what is likely. then that's a good healthcare system. But it wasn't designed by medical persons. It was just designed by smart and resourceful people, engineers, and programmers. So if
Wow.
you ask me, all the solutions to all the possible problems, taxes, healthcare, can be and will be solved by programmers, just by IT specialists. No medical staff, no politicians, none of that. Just programmers.
Okay. We'll see. Do you have any like a time prediction? When will it happen?
Well, how much time do you have till the next election in Slovakia?
A year?
So, I would give 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, you can be voted into parliament, right?
Me personally?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
I need to be 24, 21, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange. Because in Latvia, for instance, we can get into parliament once we turn 18.
Okay, that's not the case for Slovakia.
Well, then give it 5 years then. Right?
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you are thinking about stuff that other people are thinking, there's no real difference between you and them, other than who wants to put in more work and effort. That's it. Just because somebody is more willing to look the part and dress the part doesn't mean they can actually play the part.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see your point. Yeah. I don't know what to say now, but
Well, we discussed India.
yeah.
You don't think that India is a threat and you would like them to stay at home, right? When it comes to jobs.
Okay, yeah, kind of. I mean, like, yeah.
But they can come with their dance troops and entertain you.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I think immigration is not a problem, but okay.
Americans have their fake news.
Yeah, as well as Russians, as well as local African Islamistic group, as well as ISIS.
What's the most popular religion in Slovakia? Catholicism?
Catholicism, yeah, like Roman Church.
But probably many people are not really that religious, right?
Like,
Because always people tell me that Poland seems so religious.
yeah, Poland is probably really like religious.
But I think they're just all hypocrites.
Yeah, can be. I think that is the same for Slovaks, but I'm sure that Czechs, there are more than half of atheists. So this is a kind of difference between us and Czechs. That we are kind of I don't know the numbers, but maybe 70%, 80%, maybe even 90% Catholics, and Czechs are more than 50% atheists.
All right, but that's overall just on paper, right? Even the atheists.
Yeah.
Probably some atheists get married in church.
Okay. Yeah, but the general attitude towards religion is different. Like we have more people in the church. Like
how many times do you go to church?
Like I go to church every week.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
How what?
I mean, was it because your upbringing?
Yeah, and also I find the place a kind of meditation during
Well, you can just do your meditations at home.
Yeah, or you can go to church. And like it's like person to person. Someone likes
so what
to.
Do you do but what do you do in church? Just sit and listen to the preacher?
Yeah, kind of. Thinking about not even like the religion, but also my personal life. I mean, like you have an hour You can think about everything during that time.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you can like sit here for an hour or play some music, and it can be like perfectly okay. But you can go also to the church and have some music as well. That kind of music. The background, the sounds, speech.
Because what I see and what I guess you wouldn't be interested in seeing is that once European Union becomes more than it is now, there would be no religious, well, there might be some religious forms still, but I guess people would just slowly start abolishing any ritualized religion. I think religion would become free form.
How do you mean, like free form?
Well, without any rituals or institutions. Because there's a big difference between somebody thinking, oh, maybe there's a higher power, I should be really just a good person, right, and stuff like that. And a different, and compared to a system where, oh, somebody is more important than me because he wears a white cloak. Right?
Yeah, okay, I see, yeah.
I think
that can happen, yeah. But I don't think that's a case for another 100 years, 50 years at least.
Because the reason why I think that is because it's sort of surprising how many, I guess they would be called Christian sects, but still sects pop up, and it's all over the internet. I mean, they even have their own Facebook groups and get-togethers, and it's really strange. Because you would think that there is no need to be separate, in a sense, right? Because religion should be something that unites people. Right?
Yeah.
But it seems that the internet facilitates just separating. Yeah, we're still Christians, but yeah, we are this branch, and we are this branch, and we are this branch.
I think that can be in the human blood to be separated, to be different, to be special.
Yeah.
So maybe this is
to
the
identify
case.
with a group. With
And I think it's easier to identify with a smaller group than the really like huge one.
Yeah, I don't get it. How come that is? But see, there we turn back to Instagram and hashtags, because it's probably the case that you could actually transfer this type of mentality into real value. In a sense that you can attract the right audience to the right place at the right time, right? You can create the right content, and so that's why I'm clickbaiting Indians and Americans. Yeah,
but I think I still think that tags don't work that well. Then the artificial intelligence behind all the algorithms that analyze all this content. Even I think that the suggestions may be based on other people that you follow and what they like.
But that's all right. What they like, I would get that. But then again, if you just make two profiles and you follow one profile, the only way how they can know that you might like the other profile is by having some form of connection with them, right? So usually the connection it's the same with Spotify, right? You like a certain song, the song has metadata, for instance, that says it is a rap, pop, whatever song type in a year, particular band, something, and so those somethings become some form of combination for other somethings to come.
Yeah, okay, but I think that this is more likely to be based on people. For example, if I like the song and I like another song, and on your profile, the Spotify sees that you like my first song.
I see what you mean. Yeah, that's the Amazon.
It will
approach.
like recommend you the second song
because many people have liked that and as well that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sort of like the Amazon.
I think it's the same for Instagram as well right now.
You mean with the likes?
Yes, with likes, comments, activities. Maybe they even track like how long do you stay on one post.
All right, but that might be. But that would mean that if you like, for instance, hitchhiking and bananas, right? And you press something like on your banana photo, and I like bananas, but I don't really like hitchhiking. According to you, once I press banana, I should see some suggestion about hitchhiking.
No, it would mean that
because
if,
you and other people have pressed banana and hitchhiking.
Okay, I see the point, but I think that Instagram can like analyze that. Well, no, I think that we can look at it from different perspective. Like, for example, the Instagram can take all the people who likes banana. And they can see that, yeah, cool, they like this photos, even though it's hitchhiking.
Wait a second, those who like banana like hitchhiking?
Yeah, well, it got messy a little bit. Okay. Well, I need to think how to say it. Okay, I mean, there are always people who have more than one, like...
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody. So they have to have algorithms that can analyze the different like categories of stuff. For example, if there were many people who would like hitchhiking and bananas as well, I think that there is high probability that person who likes bananas would be recommended something about hitchhiking.
That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's true. But I think this is not the case because people who likes bananas also likes cat. But some people just don't like cat.
Yeah.
Some people like dogs. So I think that this is kind of like if we take a look at the graph.
But see, that's the thing. If I hadn't pressed anything related to cats, it doesn't really matter whether or not I follow somebody who likes cats.
Okay, yeah, there is a possibility that it would be recommended some cat video. Yeah, that's probably the case.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't.
It would. Maybe
if I don't press anything related to cats, but I just follow you, for instance,
okay,
and you have pressed something related to cats, it doesn't show up for me.
Why?
Because it's not related. I haven't.
Yeah, it's related because you follow me.
Because that would mean that all your likes might come up for me, but that would be just ridiculous. You can like cats, bananas, whatever, and I'm just looking at tomatoes, right? And now all of a sudden I just see cats and bananas. What the hell?
Do you think that all recommendations are legit?
What?
If all recommendations are legit and you will like all of them.
What did you say are
legit?
What's
like,
legit?
I mean like
You mean legit?
Yeah.
Well, in a sense that if they are suited for you?
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Initially, yes.
Well, because I don't think so.
If you have spent so much time on Instagram and gone through some wormholes, right? Then maybe no. But initially, it won't suggest. Well, I guess initially, I don't know if you make a new profile and go on Instagram, do they? I think they suggest just the most popular.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah.
But also
after you decide what you like and because I think they even ask you what type of content you would like to see, what type of music or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they ask you something. So once you have that filled out, nope, there's pretty slim chance of you seeing some unrelated suggestion. It's just that not all suggestions would be so good for you that you would like to follow them. But it's definitely on the right mark.
But I think that I see the point. But I think that you can like connect to every post somehow. For example, it can be by age or location.
That's for marketing purposes, not for content consuming purposes.
I would disagree. I think the recommendations can take also from this.
That's for marketing. If somebody wants to target you, yes, then yes. But if
are you sure that Instagram is not doing this? Like, is not using age, not even a location for recommendations?
They might use it for some marketing purposes, but just to provide you with suggestions, hell no. It doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because age is just a profiling factor. Profiling factors are needed just to have some target audience. That's it. You don't need to do anything else with them. I don't care how old you are unless I need to get some money from you. Then I need to make sure that you are old enough to pay me. That's it. That's just for marketing purposes.
But older people have
because when it comes to just consuming content, you can lie on the internet. So it might be not your correct age, not be something totally not accurate, right?
Yeah.
But you still consume content. So when I'm talking about just consuming as a platform, I'm interested what you are actually doing on there, not what you have stated you will do.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that's only like that there are many like pieces of puzzle.
Sure.
That need to fill.
Sure.
And one of them is age.
I mean, you can definitely take it into account. I'm not suggesting that it's totally useless, but I'm saying it's mostly for the purposes of targeting audiences, meaning that you can actually get your investment into marketing more efficiently by suggesting that this should be seen by 20 to 24-year-olds more interested in, I don't know, pop music.
Yeah, okay.
For instance. And then it makes sense. But all those 20 to 24-year-olds who like pop music on their separate consuming everyday life, they don't come across each other mostly. Of course, some of them just by coincidence. But yeah, mostly they just live their lives.
Yeah, okay.
It's really interesting to me to see whether or not Instagram will be actually viable, because I think Twitter is dying, Facebook is becoming just for old people, and Instagram is just being popular for 4 years?
Yeah, it can be. Well, it's normal to change the social networks. You see that there were at first people used emails.
They still do.
Yeah, but now they are most likely to use instant messages, or for work some special tools.
I would guess that emails are still the number one communication tool.
Okay, but there are also some other products as well.
Well, sure. I mean, it's
not like
because instant messaging is basically the same as SMS.
Yeah, but it's not like it's the same with Twitter. It's still here. It still works. There's still.
Do you use Twitter?
No, but I haven't.
But do you have an account?
Yeah.
Actually, while
but it's not important because
I remember, I might put it, because weird thing, if I would put my Instagram post on my phone, it would actually ask me to whether or not I want to share it on Twitter as well. But here it didn't, right? On the PC it somehow doesn't ask you about it. So where should I see me? Yeah, this and partager and Twitter. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and yeah, I don't know who uses Twitter. But then, do you even consider using Twitter
No.
for anything?
Because none of my friends is there. Maybe it is popular in the States.
Yeah.
Well, it's not popular here.
So you would say Instagram all the way?
Yeah, right now. I mean, like maybe 2 years ago it was Snapchat, but after Instagram implemented the short videos, also the instant messages inside of Instagram, I think that Snapchat is also dying.
But Snapchat has those face recognition.
Okay, but it can be
emojis,
implemented
right?
in Instagram as well, I think.
But it's not there yet, right?
Well, that's something I don't know. I think that there are some, but I'm not sure. Not saying. But I think that it's not that hard to implement it into Instagram. And after that,
Maybe
Snapchat
so.
will be like completely useless. Don't you
That's
think?
fine
Yeah.
with me. Fine with me. As I said, I'm not really concerned with the platforms. I just want to see what works.
Hmm.
Right.
Well.
All right. Let's wrap it up. Any
Okay.
any final thoughts?
Not really. Thanks for a good talk.
Thank you as well. I would have encouraged you to actually finish your meal while we're talking, but you are too polite for that, right?
Yeah. I need to warm it a little bit.
All right. Thanks.
Cool, thanks.